in the short time that they've been around. So I feel like
say it sprouted out of nowhere.
Yeah, good little throwback there. But yeah, I feel like everyone's got a lot riding on this, and North probably should have just won that game yesterday against Astralis. Hopefully they're not thinking about that anymore. But now the big question is, you know, where's all of Big's players? You know, what's happening with Tabson? Where's Kiev with the AWP?
Tabson hasn't been as electrifying as we would have liked, and I think it's something like 4 out of 5 big players. Everyone except for Tabson are the 4 lowest rated players of this event so far, and I think Tabson is like 5 or 6 spots ahead of them, so it's not like anyone's doing that great. Yeah, they've got to get into this. I mean, they put out a lot of tweets that, you know, they're not playing like they practiced, they're not playing like they prepared, like they know they can. And you can't really argue with that statement, can you?
MSL, can he make enough noise over on the other side to keep all 4 players here? Because now Kiev is in so much trouble. Config comes charging for him. He actually hits that headshot. That's very well done from Kiev. He could have just been dead in a second. At least it's a 4-on-4. MSL, though, still listening for the rotation in the middle, so just be wary of that. Now he's even shown himself, which makes this retake a little bit tricky. Next gets 1 and a follow-up headshot. Great job on him to take down Config, and somehow the bomb is stuck on that side. Why has that happened, North? Valda now close range is going to get taken down. 3rd headshot from Nexon. They knew where MSL was all along. No doubt about that. He gets taken down by Tabson. Why did they put the bomb there, Moses?
I don't have a good answer for you. It did fall. That was the kill that Kiev got, and I feel like they just aggressed forward. I don't know if Cajun realized he has it here. They were so focused on taking Nex out, and he makes a great play. A couple very, very nice shots, and once that bomb drops there, it's all over. That timing that North hit was phenomenal. It was great. They only had Kiev. He was out in the open. He was in a position where the best he could have done was get that 1 kill and just dying. Like, that was like the most positive outcome that could have come from it. And they should have had an open bomb site, as Big was still pretty far away in the rotation.
And maybe especially if you count in the fact that MSL was listening to the rotation, so you can sort of call it out and say, right, they're definitely coming now. I've got the attention of Nex or whoever in the middle. Wow, what a turnaround. Big picking up the early round, and they have gone for no less than 2 UMPs and 2 MP9s. And the 1 M4. Gonna be a lot of grenades raining in this time from North towards the bomb site. MSL gets 1. He does get blown up right after from Gob B, and Next down on the low ground here, doing a remarkable job and picking up a couple of kills. No problem there. AC gonna be the last one left.
Yeah, not really a whole lot he could do. Not a bad idea. They got a couple kills, and that was almost on the verge of turning around, but Big just barely hold on. Listen, Anders, every team that we've kind of see that we expect to be a pretty dangerous squad always has one player who, when their backs are against the wall, when they really need to pull out a win, just simply say no. We've seen, you know, Simple do it. We saw Dupree do it yesterday. You have these players. We've seen Cold Zero and Fallen and Fur, obviously, over on SK, all 3 of them, essentially. But everyone's done it. What you need at North is Config to be that guy. You need Valdi to be that guy. You need someone to be able to step up on this North side of things and just say, you know what, we're not going to lose. Those, like, they have so much more skill than Big. Across the board, they need to be able to power through this match.
And last chance here to make any kind of an impact on the tournament. It's a scary run back from both of those teams. You go 0-2, you have to win just 3 in a row with nothing being broken, basically. That's definitely not easy. Did we talk about this? Has anyone ever done it?
Yes, I got a couple tweets yesterday. I think there was a team that did it at Cologne this year in the Swiss system.
All right, so
and then I think it was one of the French teams. I think it was like Envy at one of like the major qualifiers did it as well. I think there's been like 3 instances of it. Ooh, that's a nice sway down from Tapson.
Definitely not bad at all.
It's possible. It's just very difficult and unlikely, isn't it?
Yeah. Seems maybe, especially at this major, just given the level of even the weaker teams just looking so good, you could run into a lot of trouble here. 3-0 now for Big, and in the 4th round we do have AKs all around for the North team. So let's see what they can do. We saw great tactical play coming out of North yesterday when they were playing Astralis.
On train, yep.
On train, exactly. And we did see that Big was sort of complaining a little bit about their Inferno game, saying, you know, we had so many plans and none of them worked. So this has got to change.
They ended up banning it out here at this event. Up to this point, they'd always played Inferno at the past 2 majors in the group stage BO1s. This time, not wanting to go back to it. And yeah, that's where you really want to see North. They were throwing a lot of fakes yesterday against Astralis to great effect. MSL had a phenomenal game on an individual level, with a couple other guys stepping up around him. Big's got a lot of faith in Kiev over towards this A bomb site. He's got the AWP in halls, and he's the only one. He's not even considering that mid-ramp.
Nobody seems to be. Got B there with a really good kill. ELEAGUE could have almost gone down, and now Kiev is hearing the steps coming in. He's a little bit paranoid about that mid. Turns around and he misses the one chance that he had. That's going to lose them the bomb site. And how did they even get in now? There's smoke and a Molotov picked up from Config there. Means they can buy a lot of time. God B's going to be going down to AZ, trying to push through the smoke. Not happening. And now Big really have to think hard about whether or not they want to keep this up. And indeed, they're going to fall back and just give up the round. So maybe too much, just having one person there, and then also just the way that he fell back might not have been ideal.
Yeah, I mean, I think at a certain point, if he's going to be your only defender with an AWP, that might have been one of the worst spots you could be in that scenario. So, good call from North. Obviously, could have worked better if there weren't 3 players, but either way, misses that initial shot anyway, so he was going to go down, which is tough. Even found the opening kill into Valdi coming out of drop. But this is a really good call to save, I think. I mean, remember, that was not necessarily a full bonus round because they had purchased the AWP, but they did still have, you know, an SMG that they were able to trade out for Gabi's dropped rifle. So still going to have a solid buy into the next round. They can drop an AWP over to Kiev if they'd like to go that route, and they'll still have plenty of utility.
So far, so good for North. Don't know if much would have changed even if Kiev had got that first kill. I mean, they're still putting themselves in a very rough position.
He's still traded off, right? He's close enough. He's like halfway back on that wall, so he's still got nowhere to go. And yeah, smokes Molotovs into the choke points as soon as the rotation comes in. It's 3-1 for Big off the back of that pistol round. Op is back in Kiev's hands, and they've got plenty of nades. And Kiev's going to get more aggressive this time. And he's also got ELEAGUE to help him out towards mid, so they can't sneak up on him. Got B and drop. Next is going to be B platform. And North is being patient behind the smokes.
I think Cajun B at this point is all the way up in the sniper tower, just looking down, hoping that someone was going to go aggressive. Q actually tried that last round, but there was a smoke blocking him, so he didn't really get to do anything. But he did take a look at least if there was anything going on. It's so hard to be aggressive on the CT side of this map. I mean, almost no teams have ever made it work. There's been some experimentation with it, but it almost always gets shut down. So this is kind of the most we can expect out of Big right now. And they do have that crossfire. ELEAGUE and Kiev over there, still not controlling the middle though. I mean, it's apart from Kiev sort of looking in there, but this could get really sketchy.
And Kiev's far back as well. He can't really help ELEAGUE. They're going to turn this corner. And he's able to get that first kill. Now Kiev comes in, but Cajun's holding the angle. Great setup. Great job by North. And Valdi gathering information. Shouting out. He hears the footsteps. Gabi and Next rotating off. They want to go right at Tabson. This is where your star player needs to step up. And if Tabson can find the timing, he's got a Molotov, so he can slow down this hit that's going to come in from North.
We know he could do it, Tabson. We know he has the level, but now you're absolutely right. It is time for him to come alive, and so far so good. I mean, he's got that Molotov down, 30 seconds. That's going to put a lot of pressure on North, especially now that God B is starting to make his way back here. This could actually all turn around for North. Big, they have the right idea. Can they make it work? Tabson goes down. Valdi comes strolling into the bomb side with that AK-47. God B going to take down one kill, but now he's being flanked as well. 13 seconds, and it will be a bomb plant here. Next, 1 versus 3. Very hard to get onto this bomb site without getting shot in the back. Going for a bit of a peek. That's a nice peek though. Spotting out AZ. Does put him down at 49. He's not quite sure where the next player is going to be. It's Valda with a headshot instead to take him down. So that's very unfortunate for Big. Not just because they lost the round, but the money. Sort of 3 of them can buy, 2 cannot. Do you just go for it anyway?
I think you do if you're the big side of things. I mean, that's a decent amount of money. That's 3 rifles, and you get some of the upgraded pistols beside it. Can be dangerous, but can't fault them for going this route either. It's still early in this half, so why not be a bit more conservative and make sure you don't ruin your economy for the rest of the half. Nice round from North, and obviously you can see, I mean, that's one of the ways they looked so good on train yesterday, was really being able to manipulate rotations. And when you have Valdi and drop, and he's able to get all the audio cues and all the information and pass it along, you can make those kinds of reads. So clearing out that long A portion was phenomenal.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's one of the reasons why James was saying on the desk that he loves, you know, watching North play. I think that is a good reason why. Tabson, though, with a good headshot, take down AZ before he even had a chance to react. Cajun with the lion in there, but now maybe they can fall back a tiny bit. They still have 2 HE grenades there on Gobi and Tabson, and they're in that B bomb site.
Got some smokes as well if they want to try and delay. MSL and Cajun going to lead for this attack. Tabson's going to throw out a smoke. Actually, second guesses it. This is very dangerous to being caught out. There's the smoke, but they're already past it. It's not going to matter. They still don't know he's at tree. There he gives up his position. Now he's being held in, and he's being dropped by Config. It's just next. That's a nice shot. Clotheslines Valdi, but can't get the follow-up on MSL. If you were able to do that, there would have been a much, much better chance. ELEAGUE is starting to back off already. Keeve's on the flank, but it's going to be against Cajun with an op, and he gives up his position.
Oh, that one deagle opportunity from that tree position would have been just great, but they couldn't really make that work. ELEAGUE is going to have to fall back instead, and because they did invest into this round at least a little bit, some of them at least are not going to have that much money. Keeve at 19, maybe get sort of get the scout, but Goppy at 1100.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for just another save again after this. Probably the best option for him.
That's very questionable. It will be a 3-3 scoreline with North making it out, this time with 3 weapons alive. The last time was just 2. So starting to build their own economy if they can. Obviously going to be good news on them. Now overall, I mean, we do sort of consider this to be a T-sided map, so it's not so bad for Big, but that economy issue is always gonna bother them for a lot of the half.
Yeah, it really can, and that's why it's not necessarily the worst idea that we see them kind of doing a half buy twice in a row so that they can make sure their next buy is the strongest possible. You can see that Tabson today has already met his quota for Saturday, so that's not bad.
A little bit harsh, Moses, isn't it? Yeah.
A little bit. Listen, it's just a fact, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, I really wonder what's happened. You know.
Yeah, there's always so many things that go into how well you can play individually, and it's always kind of funny as a player when you look at it from the outside. You never really know all the factors. Just the simplest things, sometimes not feeling as comfortable within your squad. Maybe there's some kind of internal thing. Maybe it simply could also be the level of someone that you have to play with and you have to work with is kind of a little bit. So there's so many different factors, and it's not all based on what just happens in the server that can really affect an individual's drop-off.
Clean up round there, nothing much to talk about. Obviously North just with far more equipment than Big was having in the round. MSL looking excited for the moment, but still with focus. Obviously you can tell in his eyes that he knows they got a lot more to do. It will be double AWP time now for Big. That's the way they want to try and fight this. Keeve and Tabson with the other one.
That could be very, very good. If they're able to get, I know like double ops on this map is scrutinized and criticized decently, and for good reason, but if you can get Tabson up on the speed platform with an AWP controlling that portion of the map, and you know that's a long route that North will have to run if he's able to hit some shots, and there's a good opening pick from Keeve towards the A-bomb site. So if you can get these boys working on each side, all of a sudden you can have a much more mobile defense.
Yeah, that start is going to work out great for them. AC's creeping through the smoke on the plateau. Next is hiding in a corner, and Tabson's down there. Somehow, AC gets down on the low ground. Tabson is in so much trouble. He has to get this kill. He must stay alive. The backup is coming. Tabson gets one. The spray is in. AC lining them up. Somehow getting Goppy behind him. Oh no. Big, they desperately needed to hold that bomb site. Now Keeve and ELEAGUE are coming in, and this is why the double orb is sometimes questioned. Now we have to retake with one of them, and that can be a real problem. And the look at the spread in the bomb site here for North. How do you get in without getting traded almost immediately?
You don't. If you're Big, this is another round you just have to save. You have to sit this one out, which is so tough to do. Down 3-4 and on a big losing streak here. And AZ's going to go for more. He's working for the ace. He's got 4 kills right now. A stellar start to the round, and he's on a beautiful finish. All 5 kills for AZ, but it's really that aggressive opening that kicked things off for North. That's the AZ you like to see. This first kill, but this one as he just crosses, he knows his entire goal in this round is just to get taps, and he's given the gift of God B. But the fact that he throws caution to the wind to just eliminate that op inside the bomb site, that's good stuff from AZ.
Oh man, I'm not even sure how he was allowed to jump down on the low ground without anyone being there.
It's awkward timing. I know the first player he killed was in that little corner to the left, yeah, and he was blind, so he was trying to just get unblind before he's eliminated, and AZ found him, which is great. But from there to be able to cross into the site, the rotation just hadn't arrived yet. It was just off by a second, and the shameful part about that, it was expensive switching into the double op, and also Keeve gets that pick over towards the A-bomb site. You've given up a lot of things that you really wanted if you're Big. ELEAGUE trying to play a bit of crazy Counter-Strike jumping with the scout.
This has turned into a painful first half up until now, at least. North winning at the moment, 5 in a row. About to make it 6 if they can just overcome the C-set 75s here. MSL is down in drop, and just like in the previous round of the pistol round, he's just listening and occupying a lot of space. Yeah, I mean, so much of this map revolves around just the drop zone, as we call it sometimes.
Yeah, it's so critical. Only able to get 1 kill, but he's got the information, and you're exactly right. We saw Valdi in one of the gun rounds sitting atop it, just gathering information in the noise queues. We see MSL there dropping down, controlling it, force Big to deal with him, buying time for his team to now take this bomb site. It's a very critical portion of the map to gain information, to cut off rotations, to do everything. So a lot of times it's won and lost there, and North has done a great job of being able to get it when they want it.
A lot of talking going on the big side. Trying to see if they can maybe find a way back into the game. They still obviously have plenty of tactical timeouts, so could be time for one of those. I mean, you expect that they're going to be playing better on the T side. They're going to have more opportunities. Like we said, the problem is you get to control almost none of the pacing when you're on the CT side. Like you are just at the mercy of whatever the T team is doing, unless you can, as you were sort of advertising this a bit earlier. Okay, maybe one solution is to have Tabson up on the plateau with the AWP. At least then you have some sort of warning about what's going on.
Well, I also think that might be the next thing they go for, just because they haven't really tried to control that platform on the CT side. Even when he had the AWP, he was inside the bomb site behind the statue, which isn't, I mean, it works obviously, but you know, they've been susceptible. North has taken the bomb site a couple times, and they've had that type of a setup. So we are seeing that tactical pause out of Big. They win the pistol round, the 2 ensuing, and that's it. That's all they've got. I mean, they're going to have to buy into this round, but this is huge in the context of this entire game. Remember as well, not to pile it on Big here, Anders.
All right, Moses, don't need to sugarcoat it. Just give it to us straight.
This might be one of the worst runs in a major if they're to go out here by like a big scoreline, by like a wide score.
Oh, do we have a medal for that?
So not too harsh.
I mean, listen, just at least make it a big explosion if you're gonna take this kind of a dive, I suppose. It is upsetting. I mean, I think it's I'm one of those people that have very high hopes. I mean, I am obviously heavily on the Gob-B, fan train.
I think everyone is, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know a single person who doesn't like Gob-B.
Yeah, but obviously that's not what we're seeing right here. At the moment, they do seem to be getting outplayed fairly heavily. AWP scout there, and then some C-Seds, a MAC-10. There's Keeve picking it up. It's a good kill to open up on MSL. Now, again, this has happened before, and they haven't been able to stabilize. They just need to find a way, and the result is to rotate 4 men into B. I'm liking this.
This is kind of cool from Big as well, because they had the money, and all they really did is invest in an AWP on Keeve. Everyone else just has the CZ, so they basically just said, you're going to win us this round. He's got him started on the right foot with a pick. Now he's rotated over towards the B bomb site. Valdi again to drop. They want to take it away from him. They're not going to be able to. Next does eventually get that kill. This nade is really nice timing on it. Brings Config down low. Scout shot. AZ's got to turn this corner really well, but there's the P250. Double kill for Legia. Great sequence from him, and he might have just saved the round. If he had fallen too quickly, North might have been able to take over the bomb site, but Cajun is left in a 1-on-3.
He made his way back, and seems like Next didn't quite see him. Keeve is going to be rotating back, so still 40 seconds. This would be an act of unusual punishment and cruelty here, Moses, if he was able to win this 1 versus 3. 4, I suppose, if you count Legia.
We all love an act of punishment once in a while. Cajun, he's taking this so slow, which has allowed this op to get back into position. 20 seconds left. If he just continues walking right into the crosshair, hopefully you could hear the shout out of Big. It seemed a lot of relief involved in that.
Yeah, I believe the call was nice.
That's a new one.
It is, isn't it? Listen, it's fine. It does accurately describe what's going on here. 6-4. Their economy still not looking all that great. They've got another AWP. Whereas North, on the other hand, having won 6 rounds in a row, and many of them with quite a few members alive, they can buy in this round, they can buy the next round, and even after that, they might still be able to buy. So just a lot of money on the side.
The nice thing about that round win from Big, actually hold the phone. This is going to be fast, and Keeve again with an opening kill. He's got a great angle. Cajun goes down. Flashbang through. He's not blind. He follows it up with a second. Can't flick over for the third, and flashbangs continue to rain through. Gob-B slowing them down for the moment. And North cannot make any more progress. Great stop from Big here.
It really is now. They seem to be pushing through the smoke. That's very dangerous indeed. They have them contained, and AC and Config pick up a couple of kills. That deep Molotov raining in right onto Tabs, and he's going to get smoked out of Molotov out. Config with the kill, and that's North winning the round. They had them locked on the slope, Moses. Don't smile. It isn't funny.
Oh no, they did. They had everything going their way. 2 kills from Kiev. They had them blocked off. They couldn't get up the ramp. Frustration coming out on the big side.
I think Legia was playing over by the A hallways, right?
Yeah,
and he just put up a smoke behind him, but I'm wondering if he was feeling like they're going to jump through that smoke and they're going to come up the ramp, and if you guys don't get out and help me, I'm going to be isolated and that will be bad.
Yeah.
Like some sort of panic like that, because obviously from our vantage point, it looked like they weren't going to get out of that ramp. Like those smokes were going to disappear and then they could never cross. I
think there was just a lot of confidence from Big in the flashbangs that they were throwing over to make that retake really happen, which is tough because obviously we saw it didn't work out whatsoever. Coming through the smoke and not really knowing what's on the other side, and they get shut down. 1 AWP and 4 upgraded pistols again for the Big side. Surely this can't work twice, Anders.
Well, right now I would say things are going to get a bit rough on the Big side if they weren't already. There's Tabson with a good kill, but he can't really make it back. I like the effort. It's really the kind of play I want to see out of Big right now. Try and take some charge of the situation. A lot of grenades raining in. They do still have a big stack on the side, but AC is just opening it up left and right. Valda with a couple of kills of his own. And Legia trying for the flank here. You know what? There's a silver lining, Moses.
What's that?
People can get Dragon Lore drops from watching the game, so there's always that.
Yeah. In that case, we'd want this to go on as long as possible.
Yeah, and I think the way that the signatures work is it has to be whoever is like the best in that round.
Okay.
That's the like.
I've never looked into it, to be honest with you.
I think that's how it works. So.
I got a drop, a souvenir drop this time.
You did.
Signed by Twist.
Yeah, was it like a P250, right?
USP, or no, a P2000.
All right. Oh yeah.
Which I don't use. I'm more of a USP kind of guy.
Yeah, me too. I thought for a quick second there you said you'd got a Dragon Lore drop. I would have been very
that
upset.
Would have been really cool.
Very upset. Let's see how this works out. 8-4. 13th round is now on the way, and I don't even know. What is the answer? What is the solution to all of this mess for the Big side?
That's the tough part. I mean, this is where it gets really frustrating if you're Big, and this is where it really benefits having got B, because some of the rounds they've lost, we've seen it a number of times, they've gotten some opening picks. I'm very confused by this strategy they're employing right now, though. I feel like 3 rounds this half I've seen them purchase an AWP with upgraded pistols and armor on the side.
Yes.
And I'm not sure why it's happening so much.
Peek into the middle. Kiev has been great at getting the openings, but this time Cajun B had his number, and that leaves Legia in an almost unwinnable position. They don't quite check it yet, and strangely no one's coming through the middle, so he might have a chance for a big flank. That could actually be key right now.
I think AZ's going to find him out. AZ's on the rotation back, and actually Legia turns around to go back towards Halls. Yeah, this is a bit awkward.
Oh, he sees him. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. They're gonna know. He's gonna go down immediately. That was down to just split-second timing. If he doesn't spot him, then it all just goes out of control. And now North are getting pretty much fired up. And it wasn't even a nice, it was, come on, boys.
Why are they switching it up like that?
Yeah, just breaking the tradition.
Ruining all the compilation videos. Great job from Valdi coming at a drop. Again, though, I mean, it goes back to that op and 4 pistols. You can't have a whole lot of defense, especially if Kiev goes down really, really quickly into the round. So North up 9-4. Big has only been able to win 1 gun round. It's been all North ever since the first 3 rounds after the pistol.
Listen, if they can win the next 2, they still got a shot. They're not out of it yet, I would say, but the pressure must be enormous right now. Lose this map and that's it. Kiev with a great pick off there, taking down MSL. That's the way to start a round. They've done this so many times now. Once again, how do they close out the round?
It should be simple from here. AZ's been dinked. He's now taken out by a nade. Valdi's been naded down to 53 as well. They had decent utility. Smokes are still up. There's no real point of danger on the map. And if you're North, you have two options. You get Conflict to rotate back towards the B bomb site, or you rotate Cajun and Valdi to him. Take some time, or you let Config just make an individual play. There's a missed shot from Kiev as he works his way up long.
They saw him.
Yeah, absolutely.
ELEAGUE saw him from the middle the first time around. And he's going to take Config down. So Config could have been in a good position if his feet weren't spotted, but definitely was. Cajun and Valda now 2 versus 5. And the next round of 15, so unless you're going to take all the rifles away, this is not really going to make a big difference here.
Well, there's the audio cue. ELEAGUE is hearing that. Gabi starting to cheat his rotate over. Nex is leaning that way as well. North really can't afford to split anyone up, so understandably Big is going to put a lot of emphasis on A. ELEAGUE peeking the low ground, but doesn't swing into the crosshair. Valdi is probing his way up long A as well. I think he's been spotted with those jumps. And now Valdi's going to turn the corner, and it's just a matter of time. There's Kiev with the AWP. He's got 2 kills in the round. He's been great this half, one of the few bright spots for Big. And Cajun just trying to take something away right at the end, but he's going to miss that shot and taken down by Nex. There's a 5th. So giving themselves some breathing room despite an otherwise really tough half.
Just one more win here, and I would say 9-6 is a scoreline you can come back from. I was worried that we were going to get some sort of 11-4 situation, but 9-6 is reasonable enough.
It is.
And they have plenty of money, obviously, on the north side, so they're just going to continue here. 15th round, last of the first half coming in. And finally, there's a really good buy round out of Big here. That is going to be nice for them.
First time in a long time. We'll see how they can handle it. Kiev is going to be alone at the A bomb site, and North is just going for the very fast play towards this B bomb site. Nades are out. Molotovs, Tapson jumping up. He gets brought down to 8 HP. But he's got some good chip damage with the nades, and how much pressure does North want to apply? ELEAGUE has rotated away. Only 3 players here. Tapson is blind right underneath the drop. MSL, all 5 players from North ready to swing, ready to jump over, and they're trying to, but they're stuck on the box. They're taking so much damage from the Molotovs. Tapson has time to adjust himself, and he's getting all the damage done, but not enough kills. Now finally the nades ring in. North all stopped in an arrow choke point, and Big, again they shut this hit down, and they have a huge advantage.
That may well be the least graceful push I've ever seen.
It's all gone wrong, Anders.
They jumped into the wall and then jumped into each other, and then grenades were thrown on top, and they were all inside the smoke all while that was happening.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what was going on. People just screaming incoherently.
It's a really awkward ballet, isn't it?
Yeah, that was it's not what you needed. Valda firing the AK to mask the sound of it drop maybe can work out, but usually people figure it out anyway here. 5 versus 3, and only 35 seconds left. Config trying to bait out a shot from anyone right now, and will at least reveal where Tapson is standing. Can Valda take care of him? Seems like they're starting to rotate back. The bomb is still dropped. MSL has managed to sneak all the way around, but that takes all the excitement out right there.
It really does. Nice job by Kiev, holding strong. There's a good trade. It's just on a Config. 23 HP left. He knows one's in the site. He's got no time for any of this. They can just bum rush him at this point. It's all over. Nice shot from Kiev to end it. Double kill. He was by far, even though he's pretty much aligned with Tapson and Nex in kills, Kiev was, in my opinion, the most impactful for Big. In a relatively dreary half, though, they still pull out a decent enough scoreline to make this competitive.
Yeah, someone's going to have to buy Kiev a lot of drinks later on if they don't get knocked out here, because this is...
Or if they do.
Or if they do, yeah. Just do it anyway.
Yeah.
That is deep insight into how Moses' mind works. 9-6, Moses. I mean, suddenly we've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, especially if Big takes this second half pistol round. If they can start things out quick with the pistol, that'd be great. AZ and Valdi with good half, 13 kills on each of them on the north side of things. 10 on Config. And I mean, I know technically, like with what we've seen so far in this event and just what you see on paper and what we see in the past, North is by far the favorite in this match. But if you're North, you still don't feel comfortable whatsoever sitting at 0-2.
Yo, it's that back to the wall situation that can really start to put some pressure on.
And we talked yesterday in that game against Astros. There seems to be some kind of a trend of where they're just not able to close out games. You know, they almost feels like they need to win with a pretty decent margin. Once it gets close, they really struggle. Great damage done early, a kill as well. MSL down to 1 HP. Config going for it, and he gets a kill. Into a 4-on-4, but so many low HP players, and there's the flank from Tapson. That's sick.
Config's completely alone and surrounded. He needs to land some stunning kills, and there's at least one of them. Flashbang doesn't affect him. Backup is in here as well. Cajun taking down the bomb. It's turned around. It's now 1-on-2. Cajun looking for more, but he's going to drop him immediately. Next with a double. Taps him with a double. And that's a very hard round for North to keep up with.
It really is. That flank caught them completely off guard. Tapson just comes barreling out of drop zone right behind the rotating players. Perfectly timed. And that goes back again what we talked in the last half. Such a great spot for audio cues to flank, to cut off rotations. And they're able to listen just perfectly and pick and choose their timing.
Oh, you see that little aggression coming out of Tabson there, looking fired up. That's what I want to see.
He's into it.
Yeah, I don't want to see him sort of slouched over his keyboard looking like he's about to give up on everything. I want to see that version of Tabson.
There were a couple rounds in the first half I looked over and he was looking very stressed and frustrated and angry. It's a much better Tapson to see. Here's Config all on his own. He's got a CZ. Some initial damage. He's going to fall away, though. No teammate here to back him up. He goes down danger stairs. He's got to try and escape. Lakia is watching for it and can't land the shots.
Going to be falling back a bit. Still fairly grouped up towards the A side here, and we'll see if that's going to pay off. Still plenty of time for Big to change their mind. The fact is, they've won both the pistol rounds, and that in itself in the best of one is a big step in the right direction, so maybe they can actually make it back.
Look at this stack towards the A bomb site, though. MSL's got a smoke that he hasn't put down yet. AZ has a flashbang, and he's the farthest back. There it is into mid, the pop flash. Next, smart play. Waiting for it on the other side of the door, and he's able to save his teammates. AZ blinded. Still nowhere to go.
That's so much damage. Running with the C-set 75. They're going to be very careful here. Quick trade comes in. MSL out of bullets. Tabson doesn't win that. Who knows what happens next? And Tabson with a combined 20 health. But they make it out alive. And Big make it one more round. So 8-9. North still cannot buy.
If MSL is able to get this kill on Tapson and pick up that AK-47, that could turn things around. Then Valdi wouldn't have been so aggressive. You could have had an AK set up a crossfire at long range. Almost there for North with a good read on where to stack. Tough that it didn't work out. I don't know if this actually means anything, Anders, but with the force buy into that second round from North, Cajun and Config both saved. They're both sitting right around $3,600 and $3,700.
Oh, we think they would
double op setup right off the bat?
You can, but it's obviously a risk, as we've talked about. No risk this time, though. At least not for Big. They're entering into a bomb site where there is no one there. Kiev and Groppy are now going to have a little bit of a grind fest going on here as they do just take a couple of kills each. Looks like they're just getting confused. I'm wondering why they didn't just let them in a little bit before they started shooting. That was about to be just an easy couple of kills.
Yeah, that felt like it was going to be much more than it actually was.
Now they're giving 3 kills to Cajun. That's going to help his AWP purchase so much.
Oh, Config trying to predict right around the door, and it doesn't happen. Lagia moving back. I think he was just going for some bonus money. Not a huge chance of him winning, although if he got that kill, there would have been a small one. Tapson with the AK-47 finds Cajun, and Valdi just setting up for an exit kill. He would love to get this rifle out of his hands, and he's going to get the opportunity. Flashes out, Tapson jumping around. He's going to go even further. Oh, and the shot is missed. There was his chance. There was his window of opportunity before getting taken down by the bomb. So it's all tied up. It's 9-9, Anders. We've got a game in our hands.
Yes, we do, but it does worry me that they had to rebuy those three rifles on Big. I mean, they can sort of equalize it now if they just win this round easily, but giving up 3 rifles for no good reason is absolutely a problem here. There's a lot of armor and grenades to have to be rebought here. 9-9 the scoreline, and straight into the double AWP.
Straight into it. We'll see where that heads. Config's going to take it over towards long A. Kiev's got an op of his own, and he's just going to post up and wait for this peak. How aggressive does Config want to get? I think he realized that this round is not the time to go too crazy. AZ's going to be in the danger stairs to back him up, and it looks like Gob B wants to apply some pressure, all on his own.
Config's waiting for a flashbang. Gob is seconds away from being able to take him down. There's the peak coming in. That could have really worked out for Gob B. Just no signal at all that he was going to show up. Bomb is still quite far back, and they've decided to not try and pressure the situation. Just leave Config alone for the moment.
Yeah, and I think equally Config and AZ felt really uncomfortable with that kind of engagement and just back off. Drop the smoke, fall away. So step 1 accomplished for Big. Pushback presence at long A. Tapson toying with drop. He's now the only person on that side of the map. All 4 Big players outside of him rotating over towards A.
This can work out in the sense that if Config can draw enough attention, they might forget about AZ, but it can very easily spiral out of control. If Config misses a single shot, then the whole big team is going to be close enough that even AZ is going to have too many angles to cover. We'll see how this all works out. 35 seconds. I don't think he's going to remain unflashed here. Should be some sort of peek for the corner. They're lining it up, but the timing is so good. Even spots the bomb at 30 seconds, and it's going to be one more kill. Config shutting it down, and AZ in the middle with the double spray. Oh, man. There's nothing worse, is there, than you're looking into the sky, trying to get that line up, and your face is gone.
Yeah, that is the worst. What a good peak to have for Config in North. Could have been taken out a couple different times, but a strong defense when you combine AZ in middle with 2 kills of his own, and they shut down that A hit from Big. So 9-10, and now this is where it gets into that position where you were talking about really not feeling good with the amount of rifles that were lost by Big in the last round. They're going to have another buy here, but be pretty much out of money after that. Follow-up as well, very swift shot onto ELEAGUE, trying to cross over the gap. The scary thing for North was that was the round where, you know, going right into the double op setup, they were missing a lot of utility. It was only MSL and I think Cajun who had anything. Yeah. And Cajun was over far away at the B bomb site. So if Big's able to have any kind of success, there's not a whole lot of utility for North to use to get back into the round.
10-9, it's really not much of a lead here. But if North can get a hand on the economy, I think that's going to be the breaking point for Big. They've had such a rough tournament.
Switching up the defense as well. It looks like they're going to give Big. This time it's Config back at the double doors, peeking down mid with the AWP. Last time he was in the halls. And this time the utility that AZ is using to defend halls is much, much deeper.
Right on the other side here. AZ might not have heard them yet. They're mostly walking. I think ELEAGUE making a tiny bit of noise there. And MSL has been drawn in. Even Vald is starting to get a bit closer, so they are sort of reacting to the movement that's going on here on the T side.
This is what we mentioned that Big could have tried to do in the first half, though, when they were CT, because Cajun has the second op on the north side of things, and he was up on the platform looking very, very deep, so he can have quick spot of information. And this B bomb site's going to be under a lot of pressure. Valdi, it's basically just Cajun B here, excuse me. He's the only one. Everyone else is going to be blocked off at the double doors. They're going to have to fight their way through. MSL gets in just in time. And he's got a whole drop ball on his own and almost taken out by a flick from Kiev. Nades out, and Cajun's got all the pressure on him.
That's a big giveaway. The fact that the AWP is down and drop means they pretty much have committed to it. 25 seconds, trying to make their way onto the side. They have to get this round big. They're out of money otherwise. MSL gets one. That's a nice kill. Tabson following up and dropping MSL. So still a 3-on-4 here. And at about 15 seconds, the bomb is about to cross. Valder gets one. And Tabson lining up. He's going to get the one big kill in there, but the bomb still trying to be put through. Tabson coming up with a quad kill. It is about time. Stepping it up hugely and equalizing the scoreline. Now at 10-10. Tabson at 21 kills. This is what we've all been waiting for.
He's gotten there quietly. I mentioned at the start of this game, you need to have some player who just says, I am not losing this game. And at the moment, the only person who's really showing it is Tabson. This is a great round for him. Nice timing on that pounce. Config trying to change weapons, couldn't get it out in time, and Tabson even saves the AWP for his team. Great round. I thought North was going to have it, some clever rotations. They showed MSL defending drop with a rifle. He rotates back towards the broken wall and guards platform instead. Cajun B in the chicken coop instead looks towards drop zone, but a great flashbang allows Kiev to get that pick, an integral kill. Kiev might not have all the numbers, but the openings he had in the first half, some of the duels that he'll take in this half are going to be critical of Big ones to squeak this one out.
Yeah, every little bit is going to matter right now. They close out the North economy before it even really gets up and running. The pressure is unbearable at this point for both the teams. 6 more rounds for Big, and they get to eliminate North, or the other way around. And definitely a huge amount of pressure for both these squads. Valder and Cajun starting to move up a little bit towards the plateau. Config and AZ alone on the other side, and AZ's already gone. That was a shot halfway through the door, I believe.
Entirely through the door. He lined it up.
Oh, wow.
Just took the shot for the spot, and AZ was shoulder peeking. So Cool kill from Keith. You love to get those. That makes you feel good. There's a decent crossfire. Should be all over for North in this round. Now, they still have a good amount of money. They're not going to have to double save. They had a good amount built up before this, so next round will be another pretty solid buy. Config gets taken down.
Attempt. We can appreciate that, even if it did not work out. 11 to 10, one step closer here for Big, but still, there is more to go. Yeah, you're right. He lined it right up.
That's the kind of lineup that makes you blush.
Yeah, I love those. It's very hard to do on this map as well. Almost none of the walls on this map are penetrable.
They're all cobblestones.
Yeah, I hate that. Listen, I'm very much in favor of wall bangs.
Yeah, could use a few more. All right, well, here we go. Back to the double op setup for North. Really favoring this. Worked well in one round. Gets taken away from them the ensuing. And again, it's just Cajun B alone in this B bomb site. 3 players towards A, really trying to read what's going to come out of Big here. And unfortunately, if they don't bust up this stack in danger stairs in long A, they might be ruined.
This could easily be the collapse for North. The economy is on a nice edge. Good Molotov defensively there to try and buy some time. Gobby actually running through the smoke, and Valder picking up the kill right through, taking down Tabs, and more to come from Valder. There's the triple, and now it's Keeve. He does get the leg shot in. Seems like that probably should have been a kill, and eventually he's going to get it, but still with 1 health, and in a 1 versus 3, he's going to get dropped. That was a heroic defense coming out of Valder for 11-11. And the money is still there for Big, so that's why they should be able to sort of, hold their heads high and carry on with this one.
Yeah, another chance. And I'm not sure if Big kind of knew what was going on somehow, but coming through that smoke and drop zone, that's really tough to make that one work. Obviously trying to hit some kind of a timing where they thought North would be susceptible to it. And it was the right timing as well. They were kind of weak at that B bomb set with only 2 players there. Just unfortunately couldn't come up with that kill on Valdi. Great round from him. These are the 2 players that we expected to step up for their respective team, and certainly Tapson carrying his share of the load. On the other side of things, Config doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think well enough, given that AC and Valder are sort of up there as well.
Yeah.
MSL is not having one of his, star games. Maybe most of his CPU power is being put into outthinking Bob B, which certainly requires a lot.
Yes. Gotta overclock that thing to match up with God B.
That's exactly right. Double AWP on the north side. Also, from us.
Running low on funds a little bit. They've been beat up, but again, it's going to be Big sitting out in terms of their economy. They still have some intimidating weaponry. Those CZs, nothing to laugh at, but Gabi with the AK-47, and Anders is excited about something.
No, I think they could have bought 3 AKs, I think, in this round. So actually, the fact that they go for this makes me just a little bit worried. Trying to make the cross. Config going to be falling back, and there's 3 people here in total, so it's going to be very hard for them to break this. Trying to push through, and they almost line up for each other. There is a kill now. The pistol's out instead, and oh no. Back into a 2-on-2, but that's not really the big deal. It's 2 AWPs left right now. This can get very rough, but Config hits that shot, and he sees it coming as well. Misses the chance on Nex. Unbelievable round here. 1 versus 1, and Nex versus Cajun B. The bomb is all the way on the other side, so at least he will have called that out. And Nex is just waiting.
So the idea from Nex here is that since Cajun B is the B player with the AWP, he's trying to catch him on the rotate, because initially what you'll think, because Cajun knows his team called Bomb Down at Long A, Nex is thinking Cajun's saying that he'll go back for the bomb immediately, and he wants to catch him in an awkward rotation, but because he spent so much time doing that, he's actually given Cajun control of the bomb.
Yeah.
So it is down to timing.
Oh, and the sound as well. Nex running right into it. Somehow, he gets that loop dump in. The spray is through, and Nex is going to be able to win it. The triple kill in the end. Cajun B is going to be lying awake for a very long time if they lose this game. You see the head shake. He had everything. He had the position, he saw the bomb, he had the audio.
Yeah.
Nex jumped out and then managed to turn the full 180 degrees and actually baited out the shot that way.
Just a very awkward fight, a very awkward engagement, I'm sure, from Cajun's perspective. He's probably also wondering, after he misses that, plenty of time for him to recover and get that follow-up shot off. And I think Cajun's probably wondering why Nex even went for that fight when he knows he's got an AWP and he can hold the angle. The Molotov comes out, is probably in his head seeing that and saying, all right, Nex is going to try and use that as time to go back down to double doors. Oh no, yeah, that is super awkward, stopping in mid-air, and this follow-up as well. What a clutch, what a duel from Nex.
That could at least get close to being the end of the tournament here for North. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, it would have been just as tough if Nex would have gone down for big. I mean, we're that close right now.
It's got to hurt if you're a North player looking at the equipment that you have to bring into this round. 2 CZs, a UMP, a FAMAS, no kits, and they're going to run out of utility very quickly, and losing this, being completely out of money afterwards at 11 to 13 will give Big a huge advantage to be able to close this one out.
Well, you saw MSL just now in the tactical timeout commanding the troops. Obviously still has ideas left and sort of ways to plan this out. I
don't think that's the problem, though. Generally, I mean, you could say how frustrated Cajun was on an individual level. I think all these players are just in a really stressful position that they're not performing at their peak.
Yeah. Good smoke being set up there, trying to see if they can get Config out. He's, in fact, trying to fall back already. Legia waiting for the rotation back. AZ not quite going to give him that, while the rest of the big squad are moving over towards the B-bomb site. Already in the drop, MSL is down, and now Valder and Cajun on the site with very little equipment to work with. Valder has got 1 kill. He needs more. Config goes down. This is very tricky indeed. Cajun getting shot in the back. And Valder, are they going to go for it here? 35 seconds. AC's coming in for the return. There's the bomb. It does actually fall onto the side. Valder's there with the FAMAS. Oh my god! What a shot coming out of Tabson. He probably should have been dead, and who knows what would have happened now. They're going to leave AZ just to make the run. He tries for the spray through the wall, and he's almost connecting on Gob. But they've made their escape. The bomb is going to go down on the edge of a needle right here, Moses. I can't believe it.
That's unreal. What a cool boost as well from Big over that smoke right outside drop zone to get the kill on, I believe that was MSL with the CZ, but either way, cool tactic from Big, and they make it work, and it hurts because you know it's a lot of that is the utility and the nades, the weapons that North brings into it is not enough to slow it down. Good trading, and Tapson with that spin.
I think if Valder doesn't get that bullet to the face, they play a 2-on-2 where the bomb is on the north side with about 25 seconds left. I suspect probably North win that. That's so hard to come out of. No,
yeah, I mean it is very difficult, but at the same time, I mean that's the kind of shot. That's the kind of shot you expect your star players to hit, right? In that exact kind of scenario, that's when they come up with something magical, and Tapson's just done it again here for Big. This is what I was talking about. This is really, really cool. Look at all the visuals of this entire bomb site you get to see. And that's
so well done.
That's, by the way, that kill, the flank from AZ, that is so fortunate that the bomb drops down. If the bomb even drops on the platform, the round could even be over. Yeah. So, I mean, so many small different things in that round that just went against North entirely.
24 kills on Tabson. If ever there was a time for him to come alive, and as you said, there's always that one player in each team when their back's against the wall, they're going to step it up. Tabson really has right now. 24 kills overall, 13 to 11. 3 more rounds here is what they need Big. And they get to live a little bit longer at least. Still, it's a long way back, but it has to start somewhere.
It's a very long way back, and they've got an AWP to go through in this round, so not completely without its dangers. We'll see where North is going to bring that one. But, I mean, this is where it gets tough, because like you said, very difficult for CT sides to get aggressive on this map. With that AWP, the closest you can get to like an early pick is a boost and drop, which, you know, teams have pretty much gotten used to neutralizing. You can peek down mid through the double doors like Keeve was in the first half. Oh, and Big's going for the uppercut here. This can be dangerous. The opposite here, they have the sound cue's going to jump right through the smoke. There's Keeve, the opening kill with the AK-47. Going to swing around, but he doesn't clear drop zone. He wants the op, but he couldn't get it. AZ's still alive. He's down to about half HP, and a lot of pressure onto this North defense, and now it's all collapsing. Finally, Big applies enough pressure, and Cajun's going to burn.
That was very scary for just about a couple of seconds there for Big, but the problem was the people who had to hold on so that AZ could get like some sort of space to work with just had pistols, you know. It's very hard for them to hold that AK back. So they don't get the AWP into the next round. 14-11 now. M-Force all around. No kit, no Molotovs, just some smokes and flashbangs to follow it up here.
Just at about this time, if you're North, you're thinking it's all gone wrong.
Yep.
We shouldn't be here. We'll see what they can do to counter it. Like you said, they don't have a lot to work with. I think this is just Gob I was saying he was going to maybe fake that it was going to be a rush, and yeah, looking like that. The nades are coming out. They're trying to bait out what little utility that North has. Not going to hit off of this. They want North to use those valuable flashbangs, any Molotovs they might have to stop a rush, any smokes. Doing everything they can to get an advantage in the first 30 seconds.
But they baited out some of the smokes. Still a minute and 20 left, so not too bad at all. There goes one more. That leaves Config with the final smoke here on the north side. It's very hard to do anything about if you're North right now. Config and AC are far away from what seems to be the point of action. Maybe they need to take a risk at this point.
Well, if someone's going to do it, it would be Config. At the moment, he's just sitting behind his smoke, so no risk-taking coming out of him. ELEAGUE just looking for any of those flanks at the moment. This has been a call from Big to hit the B bomb site right out of spawn. They're just trying to make North sweat it out a little bit. Plenty of utility left on the big side as well. Now they can control a drop zone. Oh, they spot the boost. He's going to try and chase Cage and be down, but he doesn't have the angle. There's the flashbang over. Perfect timing. There's some of those tactics out of Big we're finally seeing it. Ramping onto the site. Valdi can only get one. Reinforcements are here, but they've got to get out into this bomb site.
Oh, there's a shot from Kiev right through the door to take down one. MSL with the refrag at least taking down ELEAGUE, but it's still a 2-on-2. The bomb not quite planted yet. 10 seconds, and they're right on it. Next coming in, gets the one kill, the sprays through. He's trapped there. MSL trying to fall back. There's only 6 seconds. The bomb is still not planted. He's going to tap him. Next coming out with a spray, and he gets the kill. 3 seconds left for the triple. And look at that reaction from Tabs, and he's loving every second of this. 15-11, Big, staying alive, and now 1 round away from knocking North out of the tournament.
You can see the smile on Nex's face because he's had a couple huge clutches in this game down the stretch. First on to Cage and B. This one is tough. This is a great hit, a great execute, and I mean,
that was even through the wall.
It was a nice stop of the initial plan, and the next coming right through the smoke. MSL just didn't see it. Instead of going straight through, he goes out to the side, and MSL couldn't catch onto it, just trying to stop that plant. And Tapson is feeling really good right about now. 27 kills, yeah.
I mean, because there's so little time left, he has to either stick the bomb or go for the fight.
Yep.
And because of the smoke, MSL doesn't know which one it is. So he just thinks, all right, I've got to kill him when he's putting the bomb down, and that's not what's happening.
Yeah, and there's also not enough time for Nex to get into the bomb site to have some kind of safety behind the statue.
Yeah.
And they know his teammate had just gotten killed from that very same spam trying to get the bomb planted, so aggressive and risky play from Nex pays off. He's got 22 himself, but everyone will be talking about those clutches down the stretch against MSL and Cage and B.
Great job on Nex stepping it up in some of these situations.
And you got to feel for North. They haven't been able to scrap together a very strong buy in the last few rounds, and Big has done a great job of taking advantage of it.
More Molotovs about to rain in. AC's got a bit of backup in Config, so maybe this can work out. He's trying to fall back. It almost takes down Tabson. Scout coming in, trying to get it working. Config gets one. He can't follow it up. That would have been the death of God B, though. And they're going to go quick on towards the bomb side. They really want to close this game out and knock North all the way out. Long road back to Denmark as MSL does take down God B. Still a 3-on-3. They spot one guy behind the truck, I believe. ELEAGUE gets that spray in. And now Cajun, a little bit of a long range there with a Max 7, but he still picks up the kill. And looking for more. Fire at his feet, and backup needs to come in quick. Valda taking a lot of damage as well. They're almost out of it. Long range shot coming through as Cajun takes down Kiev. The shotgun has such a long range. And now it's ELEAGUE. 27 health. He gets dropped. The fight continues. 15-12. North still staying alive. I'm not quite sure how, but they have.
I'll tell you how. Big getting ahead of themselves in that round quite a bit. I mean, they get those kills at long A, they trade them out. One player's running up along the wall, the fence, and MSL is able to wrap around it. His backup isn't there to stop that from happening. They don't clear it. They think the bomb site, they take that assumption, and it punishes them in the end. Even Cajun at range with a shotgun is able to get some work done. So yeah, North survived and they turn it around, but still not happy. You didn't hear them cheer whatsoever because they know it's still a long road. They know it's still going to be so difficult. The good thing is they've got the money of Big down pretty low.
Yes, they have. It looked like Big want to maybe put some pressure on this plateau very early on. There's a pretty big stack going on here. 3 men. They already jumped through, taking down Valder. Good shot from Cajun, but he's alone, trapped in the chicken coop. They can just punish him and fire right through the wall here. Already happening a little bit. He takes one more kill, goes for another peek. He's finally going to go down to Next with a quad kill, looking for the ace to close it out. Config, the last one left. 1 versus 3. They're not sure where he is, and I like the fact that they're waiting for it. They want to make it damn sure that he's not flanking in behind. He's now in the middle of the bomb site, and Next goes down, and now they're going to run with the bomb. This is smart play from Big.
Smart play from Config as well. He knew he had to take a calculated risk, and he gets into the bomb site before they're aware. He's got to take another one here, but he's not got the read. They're all the way over at the A bomb site already. Config just now realizing what's up. He had to be honest over at the B bomb site. That AK could go a long way with some headshots, but he's not going to know where they are. And Legia's got no armor and just a P250, so there is a chance here.
There is a chance, and if there's anyone you'd want alive at this point in time, it is probably Config. I like this move from Legia, though. With the lack of armor, he's all the way close to the wall. Config has to walk into a crossfire unless they give him an early battle here. This is going to get rough. Trying to see if he can move in. He's got the Molotov, but he hasn't used it yet. Trying to peek all the angles, and he gets shot in the face. Legia takes him down. 16-12. Big continue, and North are out of the major.
What a shot coming into this as well. Didn't look like Big had the energy in this event. They came in rather flat. North, heartbreak as well after putting up that great fight against Astralis yesterday and dropping a close one.